What's up, everybody? Today we're going to be going over mystical agriculture in a mod spotlight so you can go from being a noob to a pro little by little. Today we're going to start out with just the basics, the seeds, the ores, and where to find them, and everything else you're going to need to know to get started. Let's go. Okay, so to start this day off, we're going to be looking right here at your basic ores. So to start with, you have your Inferium ore. This is what you're going to be using to grow everything. So you need this a lot. You're going to need this for making all your seeds, all your recipes, everything. And you can get it in 3 variations. You have your Overworld ore, which comes here in the basic Overworld. You can get it in the Nether, and you can also find it in the End. The next thing you're going to want to get is some Prosperity ore. So the Prosperity ore is also going to be used in a lot of things from your ingots and some other random crafting aspects of the mod. And it also comes in the same 3 variants: Overworld, Nether, and the End. So, also, you're going to want to gather some other basic stuff: iron, just other basic stuff to get started in the mod pack, wood, basically anything from there. So the next thing we're going to talk about is the kind of seeds you can get. And this is all the base seeds, so everything you're going to need in order to grow the next tier of seeds. So you start out with your base seed, and it's crafted just like so. And this is where your prosperity shards come in, and you need a basic vanilla Minecraft seed. That will give you your base crafting seed. Now, the base crafting seed has many uses as far as the rest of the mod, basically. You need this to get started. So make sure you gather up a bunch of prosperity and a bunch of seeds, and we can get that going. The next is your tier 1 seed. You can make this simply by putting your base seed surrounded by some Inferium. Then you have your tier 2 seed, which is the same thing, and all these recipes are the same basic concept. You need your tier 1 seed by the next tier of the Prudentium essence. Then after you get your Prudentium essence, then you want to go up to your tier 3 seeds, and then you can go up to your tier 4 seeds, which is Supremium, and then you can get up, or Superium, and then you get up to the tier 5 crafting seed, which is kind of the end all be all. This is like your ultimate goal. This is where the cool stuff comes in. But everything has some awesome uses along the way. As you're growing stuff, you will be able to grow randomly some fertilized essence. It will get you that, so that way you can help speed up the growth, because these things grow a little bit slow to start out with. So you're going to want to keep that in mind. Get this stuff planted right away if it's something you're waiting on. The next things you're going to need to get started are your infusion stones. Your infusion stones are what allow you to upgrade your seeds, or your essence, I should say, is what allows you to upgrade your essence so you can get from tier to tier to tier. This is your first one that you can craft. It only has 1,000 uses, but this will go a long way. It'll get you started. It'll get you in the right direction. But that makes your infusion crystal, which gets you 1,000 uses so you can upgrade your Inferium. The next one you can craft, which is the one you really want to get to, is your Master Infusion Stone. This is great if you have other mods installed, so you can throw this into an auto crafter and just let it go until it's heart's content. You don't have to worry about replacing it. It's awesome. Also, just carrying it around on you when you're crafting makes it even better. Now you're asking, all right, I've got all these seeds. What do I do with them? Well, the first thing you're going to want to do is plant some essence seeds. Essence seeds are what allow you to get started, because if you want to dig up all the essence or all the Inferium, you're going to want to get these guys first. You're going to want to get your Inferium planted. You start out with the tier 1 plant, which gives you 1 drop every time you break it. Tier 2, 2 drops. Tier 3, 3 drops. Tier 4, 4 drops. Tier 5, 5 drops. In a lot of worlds I play, I always, you can have like 3 of your base tier 1s going. If you have an automatic harvesting system, it works okay. You get about 3, 7x7 areas. It works pretty well. But if you want to be mass producing stuff like this awesome armor that I'm wearing, you're going to need a lot. I believe it's like 84 pieces of Supremium, which is super expensive, let me tell you. So you're going to want to get to tier 5 if you can. But along the way, you can also help grow everything else in your world. So here's your tier 1 seeds. You can get stone, dirt, it's a nature seed is what it's called, wood, water, and ice as well. And these are their respective plants: stone, wood, dirt, nature, wood, water, and ice seeds. And so I'll show you how to make the basic seed. So this is the basic seed here. You're going to need 4 of whatever you want to make. So if you want to make a dirt one, you need 4 pieces of dirt. If you want to make a water one, you need 4 water buckets. If you want to make ice, you need 4 pieces of ice, and so on and so forth. And that sticks with the trend, I'm pretty sure, for 99% of everything. So you can get the dirt seeds and everything like that. And these all have different uses, of course. So that way you can have. But that's the basics. I'm not going to show you all of them because you get the idea from that one. It would take forever to show you all of them. But that's it. So once you have this stuff going, you can get your tier 2 seeds, which are fire, your dye seeds, nether, and coal seeds. So from the fire seeds, you can get the fire essence. Dye seeds, you can get all your different color dyes with different crafting recipes. I'll show you that one just because it's kind of cool. So if you go here, you can see it will give you all sorts of different ones. Depending on where you place the dye in the crafting table is how you'll get your different dyes. So it allows you to grow this. Some recipes call for dyed items. It's kind of nice to have this on hand. I don't have a ton of this growing in most of my worlds, but it's really nice to have this one laying around. Your nether seeds allow you to grow a few things from the nether randomly. You can get the nether rack, you can get soul sand, nether brick, and nether wart. So this is a pretty cool way of getting your nether stuff, because a lot of people don't like playing in the nether, especially with mod packs, because it'd be a little intimidating early game. And we're going to go over the seed reprocessor in a second. So if you accidentally make too many seeds, or you're just done growing something for now because you have too much of it, you can get from there. But again, this is where these kind of different seeds come in. You need your tier 2 crafting seeds, your nether clusters, and your nether clusters come from soul sand and netherrack, which means you do have to go to the nether in order to get this. But once you've been there, kind of makes it nice so you can just keep growing. You know, the basics at least, because nobody likes going out and farming stone and cobblestone and netherrack and soul. It just gets boring, you know? And then the next one is my favorite one, is the coal. It's the coal seeds. Gives you coal essence. 8 coal essence makes, I believe, 12 pieces of coal. It's super awesome. You need coal no matter what you're doing. Mod packs, basic vanilla Minecraft with just mystical agriculture. This is super handy, and I recommend getting here as quickly as possible. And none of this is super expensive to get there. So we're going to move on to your tier 3 seeds. Now your tier 3 seeds get into the stuff that you use a little bit more, I would say, on a less regular basis, but you definitely do want to have on hand. Iron, quartz, redstone, glowstone, and obsidian. Now, iron is an obvious one. You'll use this in vanilla Minecraft, but especially if you're playing modded Minecraft, this one's a great to have one because everything calls for iron. So it's nice to be able to set this up, throw in some extra mods. All of a sudden, you don't have to worry about iron anymore, right? And the quartz, same thing. If you have tinkers and you want to make an awesome weapon, you need quartz. So it's great to have this laying around. Ender.io uses it a lot. A lot of mods use quartz, so it's nice to have it. Glowstone. I don't like torches necessarily when I'm building, so sometimes I like glowstone. Mix it up a little bit. Then we have the redstone seed, of course. Redstone is great for everything. Obsidian, very obvious. You need obsidian. So next we're going to come over here to your tier 4 seeds. Now this is stuff that you don't use all the time, but it's nice to have around. So you get gold, lapis, end seeds, and experience, right? So gold is obvious, lapis nice and obvious. Now the end seeds are a little interesting. So if you have the end essence here, this can be used to make end stone, purpur block, and chorus fruit. You know, very interesting stuff. You also do need some nature essence, which comes from some other tiers. So it's kind of nice they mix together some of the essences. You can get a lot of cool stuff out of this. But going to the end is usually a pain in the butt because, you know, like once you get there, you got to find the portal and going back and forth. It's just a pain. So this is really great to get some of the stuff for decoration purposes, other mods. Purpur is used in a lot of mods too. It's kind of just a nice thing to have around. Now this one, I only put this one here because it was kind of a cool thing. We're going to get into this in another video where we talk about mob chunks. But this one is awesome. It's personally one of my favorites because when you get to a point where you're playing in mods a lot, you start running out of experience, like especially mod packs. You know, you're trying to enchant stuff or you get really cool armor like this premium here and you got to repair it. Experience becomes kind of actually a hassle to get a hold of. So this one's really nice because if you put 8 of them into a crafting grid, you get 12 bottles of enchanting. You can have this just growing all the time, and it's really nice to have on hand whenever you want to repair something or upgrade something. Awesome, I really suggest it. However, unfortunately, to get it, you need experience chunks, which we're gonna get into this later, but basically you got to kill some mobs to get these chunks, and we're gonna get into that to another video, so stay tuned for that one. That should be coming out soon. So for the next one we have here, our tier 5 seeds. This is diamond and emerald. Obviously, these are super awesome, but they're very, very expensive to have on hand. you can make your diamond seeds, of course, which requires supremium. And supremium is when you're especially early game, it's very expensive to get a hold of, and I'll show you why. You know, it requires each tier, 4 pieces of each tier. So it's it does get quite expensive to get supremium, but it is very nice. And if you have the tier 5 things going, I mean, 2 drops from a tier 5 plant, all of a sudden you can just keep going. You know, it really scales nicely with the base level of this mod. They did a really nice job of keeping the power scale so it was useful late game, but also so it wasn't kind of overpowered. I mean, if you do have other mods installed, you can just harvest the crud out of this stuff. So it is kind of nice on that aspect. And of course, you can use your diamond essence. It does take 9, which is unlike most of the other ones, which take 8. 9 gets you 1 diamond. Very slow return, but again, it's diamonds. You don't want it to be overpowered. You just want this to kind of complement your world. And like me, once you get to a certain point, I just get tired of mining. So this is great. I could just kind of grow everything. I don't have to leave my base. I get to build, make really cool stuff. And emerald is very much similar to the diamond in that aspect as well. It takes 9 pieces. You know, it's expensive, so you want to make sure that you have. There's a cost to it. You know, it's kind of keeping it balanced. Then next we have the emerald seeds, which obviously costs supremium. And then this was just to show you guys, if you do have other mods installed, and I have a few on here just so I could do this, almost any mod that is played on a regular basis, you know, Ender.io, Tinkerers, all that stuff, you can grow most of those things. For example, we have Manulium seeds here, or Manulian seeds here, which great for Tinkerers, late game, unless you have the add-ons. Silicone, aluminum, brass, you can even grow alloy, so it's really nice. You only need to get 4 of them. You plunk this down. You don't have to eat up your machines or anything. Dark steel, energetic, electrical steel, super awesome. But anyway, so moving on from there, so we'll get into the kind of the power here in just a second. But basically, this is the 2 machines that or the machine that it offers as far as this mod goes. This is what's offered. It's a seed reprocessor, and as I showed you earlier, it can be made or it can be used for reprocessing your seeds. So if you're done growing something and you just kind of want to get it over with, any of the seeds that you have, we'll just scroll through them real quick. Any seeds that you have, you can turn back into some essence, get those seeds back. So you're not wasting materials. Like, oh no, I accidentally made 1 too many. It's not a big deal. You can get some essence out of it. At least you get something, you know, so it's kind of nice. And that's just made with iron ingots, a tier 2 inferium seed, machine frame, and solarium ingot block. And we'll talk about more about solium in the next episode when we talk about mob farming and stuff. So we'll talk about that. And then, of course, we have the machine frame here, which is built with base ingots, base essence ingots, and stone. So all the ingots are crafted the exact same way. You need 4 pieces of whatever. So prosperity shards will get you your base ingot, and then from base, you can upgrade it as well. So you can start adding in different cores and things like that. So base ingots are used quite a bit, actually. And every time, like for example, if you wanted a supremium ingot, you need each tier of ingot, just like that, which starts down 2 of each dust, base ingot, and you can upgrade it like that. And we'll get into more into that as well once we get into our later episodes where we talk about the tools and armors that this mod pack offers, which are super awesome, by the way. Now, as I mentioned, things do grow a little slowly in this mod, and it's, again, for a reason, because you don't want things to be overpowered. So they do offer this growth accelerator. It's a little pricey. It's an inferium blocks, 9 essence each. So you need a total of 36 inferium, a diamond, and 4 stone. So that will get you a growth accelerator. Now, the one thing that I had a hard time knowing about whenever I did this mod pack is you want to place these underneath your farm. And I believe you can also place them above. I just like the way I prefer looks over functionality sometimes. So if you place them directly below, it affects the block that is directly above it. So if you have a piece of dirt here, you know, we'll just to show you guys, this is where you'd want to place it. It's like right on top of this. I'll take this out just to show you. You'd want to place it right there, and then anything that's on top of that, as you can see here, I have the super jump from the armor. Anything you place on here is affected by the growth accelerator. So that's really awesome. We're going to briefly go over this part. If you're playing with this mod pack and you don't have other mods installed, let's just turn the rain off here real quick. Okay. If you don't have other mods installed, you're going to be using furnaces the whole time. So it's kind of nice. Each essence tier has its equivalent of the furnace and the coal as well. So each furnace is crafted with a block of its respective tier and some pieces and a base furnace, and then each furnace above that requires the furnace below it to make it. So you're upgrading it, but it does offer a nice part. So for example, like a base piece of coal burns for 8 items, so you can smelt 8 items with it. This will allow you to smelt 12. Super awesome, and it just goes up 16. I'm horrible at math, so I'm not going to try and do this on the video, but you get the idea. Like, if you stack these as well, the buffs do stack, so you can get more efficiency out of each piece of coal that you place in here, plus a higher burn time. I mean, we're talking insane amounts of burn time from one piece of coal and stuff like that. And I'll show you guys the recipe for just, the coals and stuff as well. It's just the same thing as the ingots. It's 2 pieces of its respective counterpart. You start out here, base coal, 2 inferium, and it's just each time you need the one before and the one up. But this is why it's so expensive to do this, because, like a piece of supremium coal costs all of these resources plus that, and you can't grow that. Also, to note, you cannot grow the prosperity ore over there. You cannot actually grow that, so you do need to mine that and keep up on that as you're going. And then this is the ultimate furnace. This thing is insane. 9,001% coal efficient. So I'm pretty sure the 1% is there just for rounding numbers in Minecraft, but 9,000% coal efficiency. It's crazy expensive. 3 blocks of supremium. This is so expensive, but it's super awesome. You get the ultimate furnace in here. It will just burn forever. It's awesome. So that's kind of what we have going on today. That's just the intro. The 101 will get you started. And just to give you guys a little sneak peek of what's coming next, this is where you start getting into, look at that, it's got a little face on it. It's a little sheep face and little cow faces and little chickens and pigs. So next episode, stay tuned. We're going to be talking all about how to get mob essences and mob chunks and how you can literally just grow everything. We might just call this Grow Your World, because you can grow everything with this mod pack. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed the content, let me know. Let me know how I can improve it for you guys. If there's some more stuff you want me to go over, ask in the comment section below, and don't forget to subscribe. This is Ninja Smurf signing off, and I'll see you guys next time.